Hi, my name's Neshoffer, and I just want to tell you about how the Lord has really changed my heart and blessed my life. I grew up in the church. I always grew up in the knowledge of the Lord, and I always heard the stories about how Jesus came down and worked miracles and died on the cross. And I always thought to myself, man, how could this guy do these things and suffer as he suffered? But it never really had any personal impact in my life there. I just thought they were really, really interesting stories. And for many years I just grew up doing that. Went to church there, but never really had it personally affect my heart or my life. And going through middle and through high school, I started hanging out with some guys that didn't do drugs but weren't the best company to hang out with. They liked to go out and party and break all the laws they could possibly think of. And just, thought that, this was the normal, acceptable thing. A lot of people in high school were doing it, so I was going to go with the flow and do the same thing. And it wasn't until the first year of college that the Lord really started tearing me down. I was really struggling. All my friends bailed out of college there, so I had nobody to fall back on. And I was really just down. I couldn't figure out what was going on there. In high school I never struggled at all. I just had a cakewalk pretty much. In college there, the first exam I ever got back was an F. And I just couldn't figure out where I was going wrong and couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with my life and where I wanted to go. And it's, each week there was just getting torn down further and further. I was really struggling. And then I finally, after the first year, I started just thinking, what do I want to do with my life? And at church there, I started listening a little more to the messages, and I started focusing on, what the messages were saying, and I started thinking, maybe it's not where I want to go and what I want to do with my life, but where the Lord wants to lead me in my life. And I started, going and praying more, and I started praying, Lord, change my heart, and just change my heart so that I can be a better person and do good things for you. But I was never willing to really give my heart to the Lord. I always said, Lord, change my heart, and then I'll give myself to you. And the Lord really started convicting me and just started changing the way I was praying. And finally I started to realize there that I needed to dedicate myself fully to Him, and then He would change my heart and work His will in my life. And so my prayers changed from, Lord, change my heart, to, Lord, here's my life, here's my heart, do what you will with it. And that's when I really started to feel changes in my life there, and the Lord really started to convict me and work His will in my life. I really just started to see how the Lord was shaping my life and molding me down the paths that He wanted me to take. And He was really giving me strength to work through some difficult situations. And probably about 2 or 3 weeks before I decided to get baptized, I was praying to the Lord. I'm like, Lord, here's my heart. Do what you will with it. Do what you want with it, Lord. Just use me to bring glory and honor to you. And the Lord really started to work with me, and He helped me to realize that, the stories that I've always heard about how Christ had died on the cross, it went from being a story to me thinking, man, the Lord God has come down to this earth and has died for me so that I would not perish in my sins. And that really just changed my heart. And I just felt so blessed to have a God that would care for me and work all these wonders in my life. And I just cannot believe that the Lord would be so merciful and so gracious to me. And He has just really blessed my heart and my life. And I just pray that I'll give every day to Him and work everything for His glory.